Hey everybody, this is Grace. By the way, I'm doing the video, but hey, it works. But it also sometimes looks like an optical illusion. Does it go in or out? Yeah. But anyway, I have been making videos about some of the things I've seen from some of these, delivery gig workers. But I like to watch some of them. Okay, I'm pointing this out. I've pointed it out in every one of them. It's not all of them. It's never been all of them. Never said it was all of them. You're the ones that make videos on YouTube about, like while they're out delivering and stuff like that. And I've said some things that I found that were wrong, really. And now I'm finding that some of them are saying what they've seen other ones do that it's just pretty much what I've said too. Especially that some of them have this high sense of entitlement and like they are superior, and when they go into the store, it better be ready right then. Since when? Since when has any person ever had such good luck that every time they made an order for themselves, and they go and pick it up, it's always done. It's always ready. And when has it ever been that perfect for themselves? Now they're doing these delivery gig, these delivery things, going into restaurants and whatever, or drive-thrus and, buying, whatever. And they expect it to be perfect. And if not, some of them, they really throw temper tantrums. And right there on camera, throwing it like, my order better be done right now. No, the world isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Nothing is. But the sense of entitlement, it comes when they think that they had better be ready. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so I say the things that I say. I talk about how I see it. I'm not one. I'm not a gig worker. Anyway, I'm a customer, and yes, we customers, we have a right to voice our opinions too. We have a right to voice our opinions about the services and the workers. Okay? So, now I want to say there's some things, like I said, some of them I find just fine. Like to watch their videos. Nobody's perfect. I'm well aware of it, like I just said a million times. Almost. Okay, anyway. But yeah, so I like watching them. I don't see anything wrong with them. I like, I like to see the way that they get things accomplished, and those with good work ethic. They enjoy their job. They're not constantly complaining. Sure, every once in a while. I don't think like I said, nobody's perfect. You're going to have a perfect day, and you're not going to say it was horrible. This business, some businesses are bad. Okay, that they do wrong too. Okay, and some people complain. Now, when you start taking it out on the other people and you start demanding, that's a different story. But anyway, I said all that to get to this. But every video is a new video. Some people haven't seen the other ones. But here's something. I have questions for them. I've seen them do things, as far as their job, and I've wondered, but how do they do that? And some of it just shows my own ignorance about Wi-Fi. And here's the first one I'm going to ask. It's about Wi-Fi. Or, well, here's the question. Okay. They're driving down the road, and some of them are using both, like two cell phones. And, they could be using one, but two, it seems like. And one of them they might be doing the, multitasking, using two different services, that they're working for. And first off, the question is, what kind of cell phone service do they have that they could be running these apps? This, like I said, this part I could be very ignorant about, because I've never had to do that. I've never had to really go, I've done somewhat, but I've never had to use my, the internet, or use my cell data, not data, but what is it? What is it called? See, I'm telling you, seriously. I know, like, if I go, like, down the road from here and away from my Wi-Fi at home, it switches over to my whatever package to use. I guess that would be data, right? Whatever it is. See, ignorance. I'm admitting to it. But I think that after so many hours per month or so many whatevers per month, it switches over. It goes from 5G, I think, to 2G. Can you run like those programs? I mean, those things that you're using, the apps for these delivery services you work for, like if you work for Doordash and Instacart, can you run them if you're going on 2G? Or are you buying some kind of, what is it? I think they actually used to call those things a hotspot, and you carry it around with you. I remember that from years ago, but I never used them because I'm never using my internet when I'm driving around. Okay, pardon my allergies here. Oh, I have allergies year round, and I lose my voice, and I often sneeze. But anyway, but I'm curious. I have been, and it's not. I don't even remember what it was before then, but I know, like, I used to do videos. I've been doing videos for 7 years. Well, next month will be 7 years on my original channel. I kind of, after about the first year, I stopped doing so much, but I have more than one channel. This is a channel I hardly ever use. Yeah, so this is like my small channel, really small channel. But I just put stuff, I've just recently decided to start putting this kind of stuff on it. To make comments and to ask questions, and ask the customer, and all of this, one customer. But yeah, I've wondered, how do they do that? Like I said, I used to do videos, and like I would go into a store. I used to do, on that one, I do a channel that's about narcissistic, toxic people of whatever kind, those of them with behaviors of certain personality disorders like narcissistic, histrionic, bipolar, not bipolar, but borderline. It's not borderline of a personality disorder. It's called borderline personality disorder. And then there's antisocial, which some will pile under there, psychopath, sociopath. I don't know. It's not that clear cut on that one. But I'm a social and behavioral scientist, and I do videos about that. Like I said, I have more than one channel over all these years for different topics. But my original one, the only thing I knew that people were doing back then, I thought YouTube was all about, that's almost 7 years, I thought it was all about music and how-tos, like how to fix your sink or how to learn a new language. And that's all I knew of it. It was music, videos, and that. Well, then I was looking for something I was watching on TV, and I was like, I think that's how it was, that I said, well, maybe I'd find it on like online or something. And it was about those shows. I had just seen those shows like for the first time, and I got really interested in them. The ones that were, what were they called? Couponers. You know, that they were doing extreme couponing maybe. And so I looked it up on YouTube, and they had some, but then that led me to people who were doing shopping videos and things like that. And that's all I knew back then was shopping. You could do shopping. I said, I can do that. That might be fun. I had no idea that YouTube was about just anybody can basically, pretty much, not 100%, there's always exceptions to a rule, but can make videos, if they have the means and all that. And like a camera. Something to make the video and then uploading and all that. But yeah, it wasn't just for a select few. And there was one woman who tried to tell me when I first started doing that, she says that her girls who do those types, that she expects them to do this, and I'm like, I'm not your girl. It always gets me when I hear some of these YouTubers say, it's your girl, you're a grown woman, be proud of it. And I actually saw one guy say, it's your boy, you're grown up. Like I said, social and behavioral scientist. Anyway, but all I knew back then was shopping. So I would do shopping, and sometimes I would do them live stream. Back then it was different. And I'd go in the store, but whatever I was using would sometimes run out. But that was back then. Things have changed over the years. And so that's why I'm saying, I wonder how they do it. Like if they were going, are you using the hot spots, like when you go to I mean, I've known that for many years. You can go to some stores and you can get on their Wi-Fi. I've always heard it's not the best thing. A lot of places were like that for years now. But it's not the best thing to do. I've always heard that. Could be some people who are just paranoids. Could be true. Could be in between. But anyway, what do they do? When like I said, like mine goes down, what I've heard, and it goes down to that 2G, but you always have, you always, what I have, always have a connection, but it's just slow. And is that what they do when they are out for 8 hours a day? Some of them 7 days a week. How do you, you're using a lot to make those videos, right? Not just making the video. Using those apps, having the app on at all times. I know you're not just using one hotspot from one store when you're driving around. So anyway, let me know. It's question 1. Might have another one before too long.